Okay, today we are playing a game on the Temple of Anubis. We are playing Mercy the entire way through, and there is no SR for today's game because it was a scrimmage, as the kids call it. Current team composition is Orisa, Roadhog, Widowmaker, Junkrat, Mercy, and Zenyatta. So, extremely boring. Let's just start the game. So we've got to defend Anubis first. Very far back, hard to die all the way back here. Unless suddenly, like, Widow hook shots over the top and then one-shots us, but that would be very unexpected. So their Zenyatta's already dead right at the start, so that's a good start for them. And here comes Tracer. We've slid around from the Tracer, called out the Tracer was here. Widowmaker has died in a dreadfully unhelpful location. We can't go and res her. She's, like, pretty close to being resable. Like, if she had the decency to die ever so slightly closer to the edge, it would have been good, but no. So, we healing people at full health right there? Yeah. Don't be healing people at full health. So, like, right there, healing people at full health. I know we want to get to Zenyatta to heal him in that situation, but, like, just be damage boosting these people. As soon as she's full health, damage boost. Damage boost. I know we're trying to get to this guy to heal him, but be damage boosting someone regardless. Healing people at full health. Don't heal people at full health. It's hard to carry... Oh, don't need to do that. It's hard to carry... Let me finish this thought first. It's hard to carry a game as a support in general, particularly Mercy, who only really interacts with the game by healing and boosting her teammates. So... If you're healing somebody at full health, that's the same as you being turned off. So just don't be healed. As soon as the person's done being healed, be damage boosting someone. So we just don't need to do this GA right here. We're already tethered to this boy when we push GA. And there's danger down there. There's danger down here. There's danger over there, and there's probably more people coming. We're already tethered to him. We don't need to GA across, and then we cancel the GA and land right in the middle of the street. They were just as surprised as anybody else, so we didn't really get killed for that one, but don't do that. So at this point, a lot of people are already dead. We could res Roadhog from this position. Everybody's on... Right, Roadhog's died in a pretty convenient location. They're all down there. So we can just try and res Roadhog from back up here. But at this point, the team fight's looking pretty bad. And if we res Roadhog into a team fight that we're already going to lose, he ends up feeding a lot of extra ult charge. And things aren't exactly looking super promising by that point. So they've got two flankers. Our Zenyatta has elected to change to Bridget, which I don't support because... They've got Zarya and Genji and Moira as well. Basically, they have Graviton, and they have things they can combo with Graviton. Zenyatta doesn't actually stop this one from killing people, but he can stop these people from killing people. So I don't support Zenyatta changing to Bridget because they have a Zenyatta and things to they have a Zarya rather and things to combo with Graviton. What we should do instead is, like, this lady changes to Winston. And this lady stops playing Widowmaker. Widowmaker's not the end of the world, really, but, like... It's not the greatest team to play Widowmaker against. Be better off playing, like, McCree against that comp, really. I don't support the Zenyatta changing to Bridget, though, because they have a Graviton and things to combo with the Graviton. So, makes it very easy to die to that combo. It's just one of those things where, like, we're on a 2 CP map, so the biggest threat to us losing, the reason we lose the second checkpoint on Anubis is going to be, like, they wipe us in one push, which Graviton usually accomplishes if done correctly. So, anyway, they're not exactly pushing in super hard right now. Who are we tethered to? Junkrat, that's good. Widowmaker changed to Pharah. This is also fine, because that gives us somebody to go to get away from the danger. So I think we pop Valkyrie right here. I would have popped Valkyrie sooner than this, honestly, because, like, things are looking sketchy as hell. I'm suddenly not in this window anymore, because I'm trying to go backwards. So, Tracer pops out on us. And here you don't want to pop Valkyrie because we're at 25 health, so risk of dying is high. Now we pop Valkyrie, because now we've got 100 health, and we can just float away. Don't do it at the 25, because that's too easy. Get punched, while you're flying away, you're dead. But as soon as the heals come through, get the fuck out. Team fight's happening at this point. Just get the fuck out, get away from the Tracer. So Tracer is super low behind us. We're sort of preoccupied playing Mercy right now. I don't think we don't need to be healing right now, because these people are basically full health. When we're using Valkyrie, we want to try and use the damage boost as much as possible. You know, if you gotta heal somebody, you gotta heal somebody still, all the same. But if you can be tethered to your entire team, it's really good to be damage boosting your entire team. It's a very strong effect. So, try to use the damage beam as much as possible within Valkyrie. We try to use the damage beam as much as possible just in general, but particularly in Valkyrie. If you gotta heal somebody, you gotta heal somebody, you know. We are playing a healer, so healing is still the #1 priority, but damage boost. So Tracer just got picked off while absolutely nothing was happening, which is very sad for them. Now we have a McCree as well instead of a Junkrat, so we've become much more anti-flanker. So here comes their ult combo. Unfortunately for them, the only person inside that Graviton is Roadhog. So, and then Genji ends up dying when dashing in as well, so they didn't exactly execute their combo particularly well. Usually when you use the Grav, you're looking to get a little bit more than just Roadhog, but it's what they got. So now they don't have Tracer anymore, they have Widowmaker. So we've got to be careful where we're standing now, because it's going to be pretty sad if we're just like walking it where you just cut across the choke point and then get shot doing so. So we got to be careful now. Don't be tethered to like the Bridget. I know, like, we don't really want to be standing all the way up there, if at all possible, but, like, just go damage boosting somebody over there. The tether's 50 meters long. We can be tethered to somebody damage boosting somebody over there, rather than, like, sitting back with Bridget. Like, 50 meters is a pretty long way away. So, we have Valkyrie built up now. We have to be careful when we're using Valkyrie that we aren't just floating out in front of Widowmaker now, because that's going to be the only thing that kills us, basically. Farah's died in a super inconvenient location. We just decided to pop Valkyrie right now before the team fight starts, which is fair enough. Their whole team is directly under us right now, so we're trying to avoid Widowmaker. I understand this, but they're all right under us, which sort of negates the point of being in Valkyrie. If we could, and we can't really see our team super well, if we can just, like, swing in over here really quickly, off the GA, then, and, like, we're in Valkyrie right now, so as long as we're, like, outside of Widow's line of sight, and then GA across the space, the Widow has to be an absolute fucking god to kill us, and we don't really want to be hovering over the enemy team while we're using Valkyrie. Because then we're just kind of close to the enemy team anyway, which sort of defeats the point of Valkyrie. The fact they have a Widowmaker does make it inconvenient for us, but everybody's right there. So they didn't change anybody that time. Zarya didn't use Valkyrie. Zarya didn't use Grav during that team fight, I don't think. I've already forgotten what I saw 30 seconds ago. So that's, you know, that's how you know I'm good at my job. We healed some healing people at full health happened in there. Try to avoid doing this. In general, we're staying out of line of sight pretty well. We managed to avoid getting stuck in that Grav. Unfortunately, kind of split our team up. We couldn't actually heal anybody over there. Instead of just capturing everybody in the Graviton, just kind of like split the team in two, as well as some people already being dead by that point. And there's not really very much we can do about that one. Just having a Zenyatta would have probably helped with that situation. So now we just gotta kind of touch the objective in case we lose. And things are not looking exactly great by this point. We got Genji dancing around behind us. Widow's over there. The rest of their team's right there. It's not exactly looking good. So we're going to change to Lucio, just to try and touch the objective. It's not going to work. As you might be able to tell, based off how the fight's going so far. Be wall riding. You're faster on the wall. We actually could have made it back in time. And it's super easy now after they buffed it, because you can just, like, skate right along this wall. Be wall riding. You get back there faster. We could have actually done that, because we only barely didn't make it. So if we had the speed boost off riding on the walls, we actually would have made it back in time. Is it likely to have mattered if we made it back in time? No. Almost certainly not. But could matter. We could have actually made it back on that one. So we've got a dive comp now. Who's the other DPS? Because I saw Hanzo, Widowmaker. Okay. So we've got basically a dive comp, which is fair enough. So they've got, looks pretty close to the team we were running, but they've got a Moira up there. We're doing a pretty good job of staying out of the enemy team's line of sight. We can res Winston right here, no problem. Don't even try. That boy's dead. Something you gotta... Oh, video? Okay. Something you gotta learn as a support player is just write somebody off as being dead if they are. Don't try and save people who have badly fucked up. Because us going over there to try and save the Hanzo who was super dead almost resulted in us dying as well. If somebody's made a mistake, don't go die with them. Just let them die. Don't be afraid to write people off. There's very common support players are like, I gotta try and save that dude. No, he fucked up. Just let him die. There's no sense going and dying with somebody. Especially since, like, as a support, you're the most important you're the most important player on the team as the support, so, fuck. That dude, less important than you, who gives a shit? So, we captured the first checkpoint pretty quickly. They had time to spare, so we have to, as long as we don't finish in overtime, it's all good, so we at least get the extension still. So if we finish in overtime from this point, we won't get the extension. So, hopefully, the dream would be that we just get the snowball straight across, seeing as we have the ult advantage of having won the first fight. Their Junkrat, however, used fire in the hole, and we got high up to try and get away from it, but unfortunately 3 people died to the tire regardless. And that's how, isn't it nice how easy it is to defend relative to attacking? Because you notice how we threw a lot of ults at this fight right here, and they just completely killed our push with one ultimate right there. Because now suddenly, can't win anymore. We just have to actually leave because we won't win from this point. So much easier to defend than it is to attack, because the defending team only needs to use 1 or 2 ultimates to actually fend off the attacking team. Because as soon as you kill, like, 2-3 people on the attacking team, they won't win the push anymore. They have to just back out and regroup. Whereas the attacking team has to fully wipe the enemy team to actually capture the objective. It's, defending. And then you got the spawn advantage of the 2 CP maps. It's, you know, it's difficult. So our Winston has changed to Reinhardt now, so we can just try and walk our way in. That's fine. Their team is, like, not super convenient to dive onto. Also, dive isn't, like, fantastic on this checkpoint in general, I find, just because it's hard to, like, get on the people with... you don't really find people off on their own on this objective. The enemy team are kind of like... The defending team kind of has to play together on this map. There isn't really a lot of space for them to actually, like, split up. So Lucio's ended up wasting his ultimate right here, because he used Sound Barrier, but both the tanks were dead. Then we ended up dying trying to run back out again. So we're going with this 2 sniper strat pretty hard. The thing is that, like, our snipers are worse than their snipers, to put it bluntly. Like, our Widow's has managed to kill their Widow, but I don't feel like our snipers are really doing a great job of winning the fight. Our Lucio just changed, then changed to Zenyatta. Okay, so that's, you know, we've got like a really boring average comp. Because we've also got Zarya as well right now. I mean, we have a Hanzo as well, so that makes sense. Dragon has started to split our team up. Fortunately, the 2 tanks didn't get super dove on while we were stuck on the other side right there. So Hanzo up there, like, needs healing. So does this boy, but, like, just go, you can get to the Hanzo pretty quickly. Just, like, poke around this corner. He should be visible from around the corner. Heal him at least a little bit, and then get back out here, because, like, and, like, we're also, like, it's a scrim, right? So we're, like, we can fully communicate with our team right now. Tell Reinhardt to play a little safe, and tell Hanzo to come a little bit over to the edge, so that you can heal him. And, you tell Reinhardt to play safe. No guarantees, but, like, we don't want Hanzo to die. Hanzo's, like, our DPS hero, because the other one's Widowmaker. So if we can keep him alive, that's preferable. So right here, I assume we just forgot they had a Widowmaker, because... Oh, God, fucking Twitch. I assume we just forgot they had a Widowmaker, because we just, like, float up in open space right in front of the Widowmaker. And then this ends up leading to us dying. He might have killed us regardless from that position, but it would have certainly been harder for him to kill us if we weren't already mostly dead. So I assume we just forgot there was a Widowmaker on their team, which happens. But it is something you have to bear in mind. So, Widow's changed to Tracer. I'm not super into that one, really. I don't think Tracer's that great on this checkpoint. And there's, like, a Roadhog and an Orisa over there as well. I mean, Orisa doesn't, like, counter Tracer or anything like that, but, like, there's disruptive people next to them. Widow has been hanging out on, like, the high ground the entire time. Tracer's not very good against Hanzo. And then there's a Roadhog in the area as well, so I'm not super into the Tracer. I think Genji would have been a better choice, or Pharah, maybe. Because they have a Widow, though. Yeah, but there's a lot of geometry on this map for Pharah to use. Just because they have a Widow doesn't mean you can't play Pharah. You just have to play around the fact they have a Widowmaker. Which basically means play more cautiously. So we start managing to get through the objective, but then Roadhog decides to use the Rudy Tooty Whizbang Shooty to drive us away. Which is unfortunate. Just like, just damage boost that person while you're on the way over to heal these people. I know we're on the way over to heal other people, and that's what we're thinking about, but, like, just damage boost that person while you're walking over there. Fucking Twitch. It's just, just efficiency. That 0.1 increases in efficiency can be the thing that decides between win and loss. So we're doing a lot of healing of full health right there. We're healing people inside of the Transcendence right now, which is, like, peak waste of company resources. So we have there's a lot of people yelling a variety of different things right now. Hold on, I just want to listen to that. Yeah, there wasn't really much communication in there other than go, 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 basically. Like, no one really said anything particularly helpful. Yeah, like, nobody actually calls anything out right there, and everybody's just kind of off doing their own different thing right now. Like, everybody's focusing a different person. Zari is back there trying to fight whoever the fuck, I think it's Hanzo that's back there. Reinhardt's trying to beat Orisa to death. Zenyatta's going in the other side over there. Zenyatta's in way too fucking deep also. Like, nobody's on the same page in that one right there, and then everybody just kind of ends up getting wiped. We also use Transcendence to go in, basically, which I'm not, like, super stoked about. We also... Well, no, maybe not. We also could have tried to res Hanzo right there, but it would have been pretty tight. If Hanzo didn't get picked off, like, at the start of this, that would have certainly made things easier, because we're missing, like, our main DPS hero during this fight, so... Also, just, like, leave at this, just start leaving, like, at this point, basically. It's, like, just try and leave. I mean, we probably don't get out, but, like, just try and leave. It's not gonna work out. So we've almost got Grav Dragon Strike, which is all we need, hopefully. They do also have a Zenyatta as well, so that's sad, could end up doing nothing. But as long as we can do other damage to the Graviton. We should be able to kill them through Transcendence. Provided, like, everybody's alive. You know, we've got a Tracer as well. Grav Pulse Bomb is quite strong combo, because it kills you through Transcendence, unless you have more than 300 hit points. In which case, it doesn't kill you. So, we're in general, we're playing, like, really safe as Mercy. It's quite hard for us to die from a lot of the positions that we're in. We do play quite cautiously. So, did Zarya use her Graviton right here? Yes, she did. Okay. Because I never actually got to see it through all those particle effects, but she did actually use it. Unfortunately, it didn't actually kill anybody. Killed Roadhog, which is the least likely one to get killed, honestly. So we've popped Valkyrie, gonna res Hanzo. Hanzo's the main DPS, so if we can, he's the better one to res. And then, hooray, look at that. One combo is all it took. We got in there in the end. So, anyway, as I have, I've been, like, halfway through this thought, like, 5 times already now, but, like, we play really safe as, Mercy. It's quite hard for us to die. We are not as efficient with our tethers as we could be, and we sometimes overstep to try and save people when they're, like, totally dead. Or, just go out further than we needed to. I'm thinking about, like, the Roadhog, during the first round, where we, like, stopped right in front of the enemy path, when we could have just healed him from the high ground. So we overstep a few times, trying to save people. And we aren't as efficient with our beam as we could be, but we're playing, like, really safe. Like, it's quite hard for us to die from the positions that we're in, which is the main thing with Mercy anyway. The main skill for Mercy is staying alive, and it's quite hard for us to die from these positions. The enemy team hasn't really been pressuring us super hard either, which makes it easier. Like, they haven't been diving onto us or anything, so that makes it easier. But in general, we're playing pretty safe. We've also, like, forgotten they had a Widowmaker occasionally, but, you know, happens, whatever. So, we can res him. Like, we think about that one for a while. We can res him. You do want to res the person as soon as possible. Because, you know, get him back in the fight faster, get your very long cooldown res ticking faster, all that. We could have resed him sooner. We do end up getting killed. And mostly just, like, they did a lot of damage, and then Moira's orb, like, ticked on people. Very sad times indeed. What happened to Reinhardt during this fight? We took the shield right down right there to Fire Strike and got Zenyatta killed, and then went down there, which is the absolute worst place he could possibly go, because now we can't heal him, and he's critical health, but we can't get to him, so he's fucking dead. Yeah, so Reinhardt kind of fucked that one up pretty bad, because he wasn't there to block for us after that, so... Like, if you take it down to Fire Strike and somebody gets shot behind you, that feels bad, certainly. But, like, the mistake that Reinhardt made was jumping off of the high ground and fighting where we couldn't see him. And then he just ended up getting killed. And then we didn't have our tank there to block for us, and we ended up dying, because who would have guessed? Not having your tank there is kind of inconvenient. So we did actually catch a glimpse of him out of the corner of our eye, right there. Not exactly a big one, but we... If we reacted in time, we could have avoided getting hooked. We didn't die, regardless, so that's cool. Widowmaker missed us like 5 times as well, which is also very convenient. Good job, Widowmaker, missing where it counts. So we're going in... Did their Widow die? Their Widow did not die, so we're, again, floating out like an open space in front of Widow. She didn't kill us. Then we go in on the Widow. Fair enough. We do just, like, go at her in a straight line, though. Don't go at her in a straight line, because that makes it way easier to headshot you. She's panicking at that point, which is always a nice big buffer in terms of safety, but don't go, like, straight at the person, as that makes it way easier for you to die. We also, just as soon as we popped Valkyrie, we just went straight up again, right in front of Widowmaker, and started rezzing, like, right in front of her. We could have rezzed from in the doorway, I'm pretty sure, from there as well. So, be careful of the Widowmaker. Also of, like, if they have a soldier or a McCree, because, like, having your instinct just be go straight up as soon as you pop Valkyrie is kind of risky, because there's, if there's a Widow, she can punish you. If there's a Soldier or McCree and they have their ultimates, they can punish you pretty easily as well. So just going, like, straight up immediately is not always the correct decision, because there are certain things that can punish you quite hard. So we've been Symmetra'd up here. I think the person went to change to Symmetra after that. Yeah, now they're Widowmaker again. So look at that strategy. Now we're all up here. We were outlining more plans right there, which was basically just to focus healing on D.Va. So we do want to damage boost Widowmaker. Junkrat's cool and all that, but if we damage boost Widowmaker, it just makes it easier for her to pick people off, and she's going to be, theoretically, the more consistent method of picking people off. So it's, like, nigh impossible for us to die right now, as long as we're, like, actively checking behind us for things like that. And there's a trap right here as well, so, like, it was essentially impossible for us to die from that position. So they've gone over there. Now they're contesting the objective below us, so people are going to have to start dropping down to contest it. And now things have started to get pretty messy. We're trying to find Anna, but ended up losing track of her before we could tether her. She went back that way again? Yeah, I would have thought she would have kept going backwards as well, but she actually decided to go forwards from that point, which is not super recommended when you're that low health, but I guess she wants to try and keep her team alive. So, this is the unfortunate thing, right, is that, like, we're playing a very static team comp, so when they contest the objective below us, we have to just jump down on top of them, and our team kind of needs to set up with Orisa Junkrat. Like, we can't really just, like, immediately hop in and start fighting people. And because our tanks are Orisa D.Va, that makes it very difficult for us to immediately contest them, because those two tanks don't exactly have great forward presence. Orisa D.Va isn't, like, a great combo of tanks anyway, just because they don't have incredible frontline presence. So, if we're gonna sit up here with this plan specifically, we kind of need more forward pressure, or we need to rotate earlier. Like, if we're going to go with the team we've got now, we need to hop down further so that they have to advance faster, rather, so that they have to advance into us contesting the objective, rather than they jump down, start contesting the objective, and then we have to jump down to meet them, because our team doesn't want to just jump immediately into the enemy team. So either we have to rotate faster, or we need more forward presence, which means we have, like, Reinhardt instead of D.Va, or we have, like, Reaper instead of Widowmaker, right? Like, we need something. If we're not going to go down to meet them sooner, we need to have more presence when we initially go down to meet them, because we have, like, this really static comp, and then we have to jump into them because they're capturing the objective below us. So, and it doesn't go particularly well. So, now Orisa's changed to Reinhardt. It's, kind of locking the stable door after the horse has already gotten out at this point, because they just they wrecked us. So, from this point, I'm like, we're gonna lose, because they're gonna push onto us with, ultimates right now. Which basically means they should win. Something's going to have to go wrong or extremely well for us to stop that. Like, we should have won last time, right? Because we pushed over them really quickly, but then, like, Junkrat killed 3 people with the Riptire. So, here comes Genji with the Dragon Blade. We don't have anything to stop that, other than Anna getting extremely lucky, so he ends up killing us, and a bunch of other people died as well. So, oh no, we ended up losing. Do we see play of the game? Looks like we see play of the game. No, yeah, we see the play of the game. We'll at least see who got it. And it was Moira, so I can imagine roughly how that one goes. So, yep, she's gonna use Coalescence. Video's about to end. So, like, the estimated SR for this person, I think, the SR this person is at, I think, was gold. 2,200 to 2,500 Mercy. So, way better than your average gold Mercy, certainly. Very safe, very hard to die from the positions that we're in. Played very cautiously, which is like the main skill for Mercy is staying alive. Like, that's her main skill, which gets harder as you climb, obviously, because, like, we were never getting pressured during this match particularly hard, so that's always going to make it easier for us, but it was also difficult for us to die from where we were standing, generally. We weren't as efficient as we could have been with the beam, not to a huge degree, but, like, we could have been damage boosting people more efficiently. We just, like, overstepped in a few situations and, like, forgot they had a Widowmaker, basically. Float straight up in front of Widowmaker in the doorway, got shot by Widow, killed by follow-up. Roadhog needs healing on low ground. We, like, GA, stop in the middle of the street when we could have just healed him from the high ground instead, or just, like, walked over there, like, scary. They had a Widowmaker still at that point, certainly, but, like, we just stopped, like, right in front of their entire team in the middle of the open space. Scary also. And the time we tried to save, we went out to try and heal Hanzo, and he was, like, definitely dead and almost died. So, honestly, like, way better than most Mercy players, especially in Gold, so, which is the SR I was given here, so, great job. Like, it's, like, difficult, because Mercy very rarely has the opportunity to affect the outcome of the game, but, like, we definitely didn't. We don't affect the outcome of this game. Like, we had team comp issues, I didn't agree with frequently, and Reinhardt, like, no one throws like Reinhardt. Nobody throws the game like Reinhardt. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us, and I hope you found the video helpful.